you need to understand how money works well enough to decide if those terms work for you. Otherwise, don't do it.
I don't need to make a profit on this. I want to hold this as a rental property. I mean, I've now working with Loan Mountain Capital, understanding like, yeah, it's private lending, but balance sheet using our own funds. That's what allows us to really beat our competitors, just the speed and service that we offer. Because, I mean, we're going to underwrite just as quick as any other lender, get you a term sheet, get you approved, but we're truly going to close and fund within 24 hours and clear title. I mean, at least once a month from somebody reaching out, sending me a deal to, you know, us actually sending our wire to title and that deal's officially closed. 2 days. It's incredible. And that's because, you know, our funds are sitting in our bank account, our escrow account, ready to be deployed right now.
You don't have to go submit an application that's based on your client. It's like, okay, now you have to go to your lender and say like, well, you know, let us underwrite this.
Yeah.
There's just more red tape involved when you're
Exactly.
in that kind of reselling position.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is actually, I mean, that's just the position that it's a very different context, but that's a position a lot of traditional lenders are in with, you know, Fannie and Freddie. You have these conventional, you know, complying loans they just have to meet certain criteria. That's why it takes 30 to 45 days to close a traditional transaction, you know, and not to say that there's obviously a place for those loans, or you're never going to beat those interest rates.
Exactly.
These are government interest rates.
Yes.
You know, so, but yeah, I always tell people that ask me about hard money and private lending, and, you know, I don't work it myself, but I work with a lot of, you know, like I see it, either, you know, just like experiencing it through different clients. And, I always just say like hard money lending, private lending, it's the Wild West. So like, just understand, like you are a business person talking to a business person, and they're going to tell you the terms that work for them. And you need to understand how money works well enough to decide if those terms work for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Otherwise, don't do it. Like, I mean,
we have sent approvals out to many deals where, you know, somebody's like, I don't need to make a profit on this. I want to hold this as a rental property, so I don't really care about walking away with the profit. But obviously, when you're going to do that DSCR ratio and you're going to get it refinanced, you know, you want to make sure either A, you're getting cash back, or you're just keeping the equity in the project and you don't owe any more when you refinance into a rental.
yeah.
But back to what you were kind of saying, you know, they're going to make terms that make sense for them. You have to understand if it works for you. You know, we don't approve everything. We're always going to make sure, especially a flip, you know, by the 6 month mark, are you walking away still, if it took you half a year and you were paying the interest payments, are you still walking away with a pretty healthy margin?
Yeah.
And we'll send that breakdown on all of our deals. We'll send that to our flippers and builders to show them, like, you know, worst case scenario, us as the lender being a little more conservative, if we send you these approved terms, if you went full term, 6 months, 12 months, 15 months, whatever it may be, and you're still walking away with a decent profit, like, we will show you that, we will tell you that. But if it starts to get, you know, pretty tight, I'm going to tell my investors, like, just so you're aware, like, either A, this barely got approved, but we're willing to do this based on your experience and there are some solid comps. Or two, we'll be like, you know, we're not going to approve this deal, and we kind of recommend you maybe not doing this deal.
Yeah.
And that can be a hard conversation itself, because nobody wants to be like, well, they don't believe in me. They don't see my vision. Yeah. It's like, no, we do.
With flipping, I mean, that can be, I think, just sort of a naive thing in itself, is that like any individual flipper has like a ton of power over the market to, it's like, hey, the backsplash you chose is great, but the comps don't support the project, you know, like it's the numbers are
you
the
gotta know
numbers.
the families that are buying these properties that are moving in.
Well,
And what the neighborhood is selling for. That your house on the same street's not going to sell for $100K over.
Yeah.
And set the market out of nowhere.
that's what I mean is like, I think that could be such a rookie mistake from a flipper to think that like, oh, I'm just going to do these great finishes. And it's like, maybe, like, I bet your home's going to be the prettiest one on the street.
Right.
But it's still not going to sell for over the comps. Like not really. Maybe. Like, but we're talking about 5% at max. Like, you're not just going to, just be able to add an arbitrary amount of value to the property. So that's an important distinction, is walking through those numbers. And something you said about like, if it's tight, like I think that's something that I don't think everybody understands about just about capital and about finance, specifically actually like a flip and creating profit margin. Because I just run into so many clients that's like, I want to do my first flip, or I want to do my first BRRRR method, which is like basically flipping, but I'm going to hold it as a rental. And I've heard that where it's like, I don't really care if I make a big margin. Like, I just want to, maybe be able to add some value, but really just maximize my cash on cash return on the rental side. I was like, well, hold on. You still need to care about your margin.
Exactly.
Because a great way to guarantee a 0% margin, like a break even margin, is to have a 10% margin.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Like, and that's a mentality people don't understand. Like construction's messy. Like, it's never exactly on the pro forma. You hope it is, but I mean, the wind can blow that 10% margin to zero. Like, so like, and that's what lenders understand. And it sounds like that's what sounds like Lone Mountain Capital.
I've been proven
understands.
wrong too. I have my guys that, we've done deals for, and then they send me their next one, and I'm like, we're not going to do this one. Like, it breaks me down. I'm like, shoot, like, it's almost like a guarantee, right? This guy's done multiple flips with us, and then we see one that we're like, that may not be the best next deal. And I've had both scenarios happen where that individual comes back and they're like, hey, I sold it for this. I walked away with a pretty healthy profit. And I'm like, that helps me. It does, because you proved me wrong, and now we can kind of, add that into your folder of like, look, this guy did a great job even when a deal was tight. However, the other side of the spectrum, where I've had some of my clients be like, thank you. I didn't do the deal. Someone ended up going with it, and they ran into so many issues that I would have.
They got stuck with it. They own a rental for a long time.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I get. And it's I don't know. I think a couple things with that. One, I want to see receipts. If you tell me if you tell me that deal went great, I want to see receipts.
Yeah.
Like, because I think there's a lot of there's so much of that in this industry where people are like, oh, I made money. It's like, did you? Are you accounting for everything you spent? Because there's so many people that are just doing their math off the back of the envelope. They think just because they got cashed out, they're maybe not thinking about everything that they put in,
holding costs, all of it.
Yeah,
yes.
You got to add it all together. Did you make money? And then, two, it's like, well, also, what did the market do? You may have made money, but you could also be lucky.
Yeah, you timed it right.
Like, because like if the market swung up and you just happened to like make a margin only because of that upswing, like, I was still right in telling you that this could be because the market could have not done that.
Yeah.
And, so.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could approve every single deal. My pockets would be happy. Mm-hmm. I'd be every month, wow, close 20 deals, close another 20 deals. But it's like, that's just, if we want to be around as a company for decades, years to come, this is the business model. And unfortunately, there's going to be some declines, denials. But I tell my active gals and girls and guys, working with us, we want to be around for the long haul, and we want to be the first people you think about when you come across a deal, because we're not just going to send you yeses all day, every day. We're going to show you breakdowns. We're going to tell you why it's a good deal, why it's not. And my top clients too, they ask me all the time. They send me their ARV, and I'll show you my comps.
Yeah.
And they understand. They're always shooting for the stars because we tell them to. But it's just really good to know when you are working with a lender that's like, they still have my best interest in mind because they're not approving everything. That means it's probably a good deal for the lender, but also means it's a good deal for me, because we think about these individuals' personal lives, their families. Like, we do not want to take properties back. It's a lot of work for us to take a property back. But we also, it wasn't worth our capital just to approve all these deals left and right. It's not a good use of our capital, even though you think you're going to do the best house on the block.
Yeah, it should definitely feel like a good sign if your lender approves it, then it's okay. That means they believe in this deal just as much as I do.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. Well, man, we've been talking for a little over an hour. We're just at a time here. Before we kind of sign off, I want to ask you, can you plug like where people can find you, how people can get a hold of you?
Okay. So if you ever have questions, you can obviously reach out to me. I'm here local. My email's Jeffrey with the G, GEOFFREY at lonemountaincapital.com. I'm sure the guys will tag my number, my email here on this episode, on this podcast, wherever you're listening to it from. But you can go to lonemountaincapital.com. You can literally call us up. We're very responsive. You're going to get a hold of somebody immediately. We're very tech friendly, so we love when people text us random questions, call us, email, just bother us. We love having the conversation to, what's your next project? How can we help you out?
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you for coming on the show. And
we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you both.
And thank you guys for listening. This has been another episode of the Circle Investor Podcast. You can check out our full library of episodes wherever you get your podcasts.